crafty friends, YouTube people. I wasn't feeling all that great last night and just slept in and have had next to no sleep. So I thought to wear myself out, I would try to be creative, wear out those brain cells, take some brain energy. And I think, as you saw, maybe if you looked in the description, what I've got here, and what I have is this ginormous roll of wallpaper, but it's not very long. I'd say it's probably maybe 2 feet, but I don't know how long of it. But it's pure white, and it's just got it's thick with all this texture. So I thought I put a page of that into, I'll turn you down here, into one of my craft books. Built it right on, or glued it right on. And I've got my markers here because I don't have any of my inks downstairs. But I am using this, the Herbarium specimen stamps. I believe they are Japanese, but I cannot tell you. It's YZYUEZEN. I don't know if that's a company name, but that's really kind of all I can see on the back. Everything else, like this right here says, speak your wishes. Speak out your wishes, please. And it says it on both sides. And then this is the all English part. So I'm using these stamps. They're all wooden block stamps with rubber on them. I don't know if I've ever even used them since I got them. So I'm noticing some of the rubber is coming up on 2 of them. Not bad, but just a little bit. And like I said, I've had them for, I don't really even quite know how long. And I don't think I used them once. So the rubber itself isn't dried out. It's that the glue that adheres the rubber to the wooden block. So I'm just trying to use some basic PVC glue and get that attached a little bit better, because of course those are at the ends where there are the flower tips. And so what I'm going to do here is I have an extra sheet of this same paper from when I cut it to fit this book. Oh, let me put this up here and hopefully it doesn't cut everybody off. Okay. Now you can't see this. Very good. Not a good idea. All right. In here you go. But I'm going to pull out, the green for the stem and the leaves, and then look at these flowers here and try to see what other colors I might want. It looks like there might be some sort of poppy, some general flower. This one's all just leaf. I don't, this is not, this one is not lavender. I believe this one is a lavender plant. See if you can see that. It looks like a trail of ants. Let's focus. Can we please focus? So those are the two that I'm big about. Making sure I got the purple for the what looks like lavender. Get a red, maybe a deep red for poppy. I know poppies come in all different colors, but I am fond of a deep red. If anything is going to be red, if any color, I like it in a deep red if it works. Otherwise, I don't really care for basic red. So I'm just going to kind of line these up by the ones that they go to. Put the marker with them. So put the red with those poppies there. These may be more like pansies. I think this is more of a periwinkle. This here. I know it looks like a light blue to you guys. Maybe if I can. I don't know. That keeps it the right color, but it makes my paper and everything look yellow. And I don't like that. There we go. There we go. So I'll put that one there with the what I think might be pansies. I'll put the purple here with what I think are the lavender. And this is just all green for leaves. And this one has a little bit of leaf plus something else. Just cute little flowers sticking up out of there. So I was thinking, since it's just the beginning of spring, that we might do a dusty kind of a pink in my markers here. This is the same set of 48 that I have used before on this channel. Nothing big, just a starter set for me. But I like that it's dual tip, the brush tip at one end, and then the small felt tip at the other end. So I'm going to see about going about getting some of these stamped and then cut out. Maybe already able to see that I cut it. That also comes with the test tube bottle and the glass bottle with the stopper in it. And so I stamped 2 of each of those and in black. And then that way I can just and I know this paper is just so textured. Oh, I like how it's kind of sparse though. And these are not watercolor soluble markers. These are permanent markers. So that's always good to know. Oops, wrong end. To do the rest of the leaves. Come on now, Mom. All right. I gotta stop calling myself Mom. I haven't had little kids in almost 20 years. So let's try this one again. Yeah, that one did a little bit better because I did more of the green leafy area. And you can always go over it and darken it a little bit. It is, it does feel like this, it's like what you would see if you saw a textured ceiling. It kind of looks like, but there's lines of it, and it kind of feels like it's cottony or foamy. So it's very, very bumpy and not the most even and easy to work with stuff. I was going to try to make a video yesterday, even though I had the dentist in the morning, but I thought, you know, I'd be done with the dentist early. But I'm one of those, I have to have extra Novocaine. And yeah, that extra Novocaine lasted into the evening. So my mouth, on the side of my mouth, hurts really bad, just like from the puffiness of it. And I just was not fond of that and not happy, and had a horrible night's sleep then after that. And yeah, woke up by a dog at 1:30 in the morning, and then came downstairs with those two dogs and tried to get some rest on the couch, but I was just too miserable. And I think I went and took a hot bath and finally ended up with maybe 2 hours of sleep. Which, you know, I'm not going to be able to function on that. I don't know who can. Not that there's big demands on my time and energy today, but I just don't feel like myself. And I'm just not going to let there be, honestly, any big demands on my time or my energy. You know, got to look after ourselves. And this is something I can just sit here and do. I do like that there's the test tube and the bottle. The only problem is that it looks like the test tube, you know, oh, I guess you could do the same thing. Well, no, the test tube is open at the top, so you would have to like cut the flower so that the stem, you know, went down into the test tube and the flower part stuck up at the top. But then with this one, with the lid on it, it would probably be more of just cutting the flowers and leaves and then, you know, laying them in here after the bottle itself is stamped. Yeah, all my ink pads are upstairs. And let's not talk about how old some of them might be. I'm literally going to have to go through all of those and see what I might need to replace. And I got a little cringed thinking about that. Yeah, and Hub's going to get cringed if I have to tell him that that's what we're going to have to do. Is replace a bunch of crafting ink pads. I do not work and have been a stay-at-home mom for like 99.9% of my adult life. So I haven't really earned my own money in a while. Not that hubby is stingy or anything, but like I'd have to be like, look, here, this is what I've always had and this is what I've always used. And then I went through that period of really not crafting anything, and, you know, whatever's dried out needs to be replaced. Because, you know, a good stamp pad, I feel like, is almost like as important as good glue or good scissors or good paper. It's kind of one of those things when you're a paper crafter, having the kind of ink pads that you like and that you need, with different kinds that do different things. So yeah. I don't know if I'm going to choose any differently. I'll probably just choose some of the same brands that I've always had. Make sure I get the water movable with water kind and the kind that are permanent, but then also the pigmented ones that stay wet longer, so that you can uh, emboss those, do different things with those because they stay wet longer, which is just so much easier. But they also take that much longer to dry. And it's easy to get edges that are not really good and crisp if you don't have like maybe the best lines on your stamp or the best quality of your rubber or silicone stamp. Or even, it's not even about quality. Sometimes it's just that's the image itself. It's made that way, but then it sometimes just doesn't transfer, well to paper like that. So this one is definitely lavender. My fave. Not my favorite color, but my favorite flower. One of my favorite scents. Very calming. My daughter was allergic to lavender when she was younger, but I think she's been fine now that she's grown up, which is really good because she likes to use natural things as well. And it's good for the babies, her two little ones. Her boy and her girl. The boy, my grandson, he's about to turn 3 next month. Sleep is like a bad word to him. Yeah, it's all about eat, play some more, go outside, run, go to the park, jump, swing. And if it's hot, let's go to the splash pad. If it's raining, let's go to the library. She takes him to all the area town libraries. Libraries. I grew up saying that pretty poorly. I'm sorry. And they absolutely love it. Even the baby girl, who's only was a year old at the beginning of this year, but she's walking now, so she's all excited about getting to. I shouldn't say run around the library, but she does kind of toddle pretty quickly. She has to stay up and stay up with her brother. And he's quick. He's a quick one. Did I turn this upside down? No. Okay. This one's going to be a little bit difficult with where the green goes and where the periwinkle goes. Let's just see here. Lines. Lines are obvious stems. So I'm going to stick with that idea. Quickly get some color in these. Periwinkle. So many different variations on what people call periwinkle. I've noticed that. But to me, this is like true periwinkle. gosh, it looks just as light blue as that there, but it's definitely more of a periwinkle. Let's see what happens here. Oh, wow. Yeah, that really got dried out really fast. So I'm going to have to wing it. You'd think I would just say, oh, I'll start over. No. No. I've got enough little outline on here in color that I can tell where I need to darken things. And so that's what I'm gonna do. And I could always look over here at the bottom side of the stamp that you use so that I can see what the design actually looks like. And we are not looking for perfection here. I don't sell anything that I make. So I don't really feel any pressure to be perfect. I just don't. Nope. Not that everybody that sells feels pressure to be perfect, but I could see, much more of a desire to, have what you're making be on the spectrum of all things closer to that end of perfect because somebody is paying you to make that, or they're buying it from your shop or your online store, all that good stuff. I did for a while have an Etsy shop, but then there were a lot of medical things going on in our household, and it just became a thing that needed to be dropped. Something that couldn't be easily or enjoyably maintained, sadly. So now I really haven't needed to go thrifting for anything. I am in the use what I have mode, and I also, I can't even tell you the last time I actually went to a craft store to buy any kind of like brand new craft supply. So I think I'm doing pretty good at the, use what I have. Yeah, these bumps on this paper make for interesting texture, but also for interesting stamping. So it's a good thing actually that I am using these markers, and we can kind of fill in where I feel like I need to. So what's everybody doing? Have your children been off on spring break? Has anybody gone on any vacations during that time? My husband and I have a private PT who comes to our home, and she was out last week because her kids were on did I say Christmas break? Spring break. I don't know what I said. Easter break. I'm not real big on necessarily ignoring what something always used to be called and the reason that we have that holiday or that time off during that part of the year for the kids, etc. And worrying about needing to call it something different. Yeah, but she was telling us today that with her husband's job, he travels a lot, and they actually took and went with their 2 children to Dubai. And yeah, those kids got quite the experience over there in the Middle East, how different things are. Although I'm sure, like she said, at the resorts, things are, very similar. I forget. Oh, I think she said they went to the Maldives too. It was only like 4 hours off the shore or something. The extent of my traveling has all been U.S. based and a few trips to Canada or going through Canada as a kid and teenager. I've not been to Mexico or any other country or continent. So, but I do love to listen to the stories of all the people who are, really well traveled and how different things are in a lot of places in the world. And the pictures, people who are good at taking interesting pictures to kind of show some of the differences. Like even doors. Oh my goodness! Like Italy, the doors, the exterior doors to the homes, and the windows, things like that. I absolutely, absolutely love. Yeah, they do things much more colorfully and um, perfection is not their thing. They relish the older um, hand down to family and generations. And I think one time my husband and I, for one of his grandmother's birthday, because she was very well traveled and she was very fond of doorways like that too. So we found some doorways that we thought she might like that were rather unique and had pictures made up of them. And I think we put like a rectangular set of 3 across, or maybe more. I don't know. But that was right up her alley. She was much more of a cruise ship, though, traveler. At least when I knew her. Um, I'd have to ask my husband, like, what kind of traveling she might have done when he was younger or whatnot. Because I have only known her to be kind of a cruise traveler and then, getting off in all the different ports, traveling with her niece a lot. Yeah. But sadly, his grandma, both of his grandmas have passed away now, but one of them before um, lockdowns and all kinds of rules, and the other right in the middle of it. So, ooh, dogs. Maybe they're fighting over treats. Some of this bumpiness to texture to this paper really helps actually kind of make the shapes of the flowers easy for me to more accentuate when it doesn't stamp out so well. Okay, here we go. One more time on this. That would be my son listening to Mozart, if you could hear that. I don't know. In the other room. Yeah, he's an interesting kid. It's either Mozart or when I was in the car with him earlier on yesterday, I looked over to see what he was listening to on YouTube, and it was Iron Maiden. So go figure. Those are his things. Iron Maiden and Mozart. Well, classical music in general, but now I'm down with the classical music, but not so much with the Iron Maiden. It just isn't my thing. Although my older sister was very much into that kind of music. All right, I went over this one again twice, like I've done the rest of them, and let's see what we get here. This texture on here is not any kind of repeating regular pattern, so it's not like I can stamp on certain parts of it and have the same texture be in play. Oh, that one worked a little bit better, so I can follow along here. And what am I going to do with these, you ask? That's a very good question. Very, very good question, because, I don't know. I don't really know. I do, like I showed you, I think initially that the book I have here that I put a piece of paper on, it's a mixed media book. So I already have some of that on there, but I don't know. These are such small, delicate little designs that this might not be the best thing to put on a big page like that. I think what I thought I would be doing was getting out my paints, my regular craft paints, and seeing what we get for textured painty papers, just trying to roll some paint over this beautiful stuff. It's been in my closet for a long time. I think I sent some in Happy Mail in the past. If any of you are interested in having some of this sent to you, hi Cindy, I'm sorry, I haven't even looked up what kind of music is Iron Maiden. Oh my goodness, it's like screechy heavy metal kind of stuff. Not the screaming, but like still heavy metal. Lots and lots of drum, lots and lots of guitar, and usually a lead singer who kind of has a real raspiness, screechiness possibly to his voice. Yeah, thus heavy metal, not light metal or soft rock or rock of any kind. It's definitely metal music. Think of the difference between a rock and metal. A rock is much more natural and seems less ominous. But if something's made out of metal, it could be very strong and weapons are made out of that kind of stuff. I mean, all kinds of things could just be, correlations can just be drawn. Yeah, so I think maybe instead of cutting these out, I'm just going to cut out this section and keep it with my 2 test tubes and my 2 corked bottles, so that when I figure out, how I want to put those together, and then where I want to actually put them, what do I want to put them on? Maybe some cards. I haven't used cards in a long time. I know I showed you guys before some that I had found from years and years ago. And like I said, I was doing all handmade cards for Halloween, all handmade cards for Christmas, and it just got like out of control. And so I think I gave up the Christmas cards first. Yes, opposite from the other. Isn't that just it, Beth? That's my autistic deaf child who language should be his biggest problem. But if you put headphones on him to where it can blast, full volume, and it doesn't blow the rest of our hair back, and he can hear it well, and he loves it. I think I've said before on this channel or to other people that he sleeps and has slept every night since he was born, in the NICU almost 20 years ago, with classical music. In the NICU, it was on all the time in his incubator. And there's no words to it at all. And when it's classical, obviously, he does not try to slow down the speed of it on YouTube. Now, if it's like the Iron Maiden or the heavy metal, or maybe even something else he's listening to, because he's trying to not be overwhelmed and to make sure he can kind of maybe catch what they're saying, he slows it down to half or quarter speed, which I've listened through his headphones at half and quarter speed. And I don't know if you listen to another person's video, whether they're talking or singing or whatever, at a quarter speed. I don't know how he understands what they're saying at all. Because to me, that's just as fast as somebody talking way too fast. It's just as bad. Just as bad for my ears and my brain. But it works for him. There's a big difference when you are with language for a lot of people when they're autistic, and definitely, obviously, when they're deaf. I'm going to save some of these scraps, and I've got an envelope over here of scrap papers from a different project I started. All right. I'm going to put these up here. I think I might use this to cut out shapes, to maybe even layer more texture paper on top of more texture paper. Hello, Stitch It Pam. Your sister and you got radios when we were young, and we were allowed to have them on at night really low. Yeah, it was a big thing. My dad had music in our house all the time. While my parents were married, as well as when I went to live with him after they got divorced. Always, always, always. But it always had to be his music. It always had to be country and Western music. And then when I became a teenager, I could listen to what I wanted to in my room. And about that 80s-ish time, CDs became all the things. And things were still available on a vinyl, which is obviously it's made a big comeback now. But I actually, my oldest son, how old was he? Probably 8, 9 years old. He decided he wanted radio, so we got up to listen to the news at night in bed. which I thought was the strangest thing. But yeah, we still actually have that radio too. Still works. It's actually put away in our like emergency kit, I think. But that's what he wanted. He'd turn on like public radio and just listen to the news of the day and fall asleep with it on. And then I'd just go in there and shut it off before I went to bed. So some people, some kids are just they are just music people. Whether they can make music or not is a different story. My second child can make music, plays the guitar, and writes music even. And then probably some bands in his soon to be 29 years on Sunday. My daughter played the flute for a while. I think she let her quit in middle school because the school district's band director just kind of really had it out for our daughter, and that was not a good situation. So, okay, I am going to pick out some colors. Anybody got some preferences on colors? I'm really kind of feeling this spring thing lately, guys, and those are really not my colors. I'm just a real neutral browns, grays, and whatnot. But I'm just, maybe because it's spring, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it for those brighter colors. So let's see what we got in here. I don't want to do neon ones like the Delusion paints. Those are like really, really bright. Although they have a really good turquoise and a really good blue too. I also have sprays. I also have acrylic sprays. Purple? You're a purple fan? Blue and yellow. Oh, how about blue, yellow, and purple? Ooh. How about if I roll on blue and yellow paint, and I know my purple acrylic paint spray works too, and I'm not mistaken, there might be 2 shades, and I don't know that I want to end up spraying it directly back on here. I might still just use the wax paper over here to spray some of it on there, and then again use the sprayer to try to pick some of that up. Let me see if I can find another purple. This isn't really purple, as it's more plum, but let's see what this looks like. Let's see if it'll actually spray, boys and girls. You can hear that, can't you? Just like Beth says, okay, Cindy, back soon. You can hear that little ball in there that they've got. Ooh! Oh, goodness. Yes. And then let's see what this other one looks like over here. Okay, yeah. I don't know. This might just really be too dark. But if we're rolling it, maybe it won't be. Maybe we'll just use it more sparingly and like use it as the first kind of layer over our blue and yellow. What kind of blue? What kind of blue? I have a favorite kind of blue lately, but that might be too late for them turning around and adding these purples. So we will go with this. What is, it's a matte, just true blue. And let me find a good yellow that is not like neon or mustardy. That's more like lemon chiffon. For goodness sakes, we don't want that. We can't do that. This one's a little more lemony, but that might, or a little bit more. But I think I kind of like it. I like the brightness of it, and it'll go good with the blue. I'm going to grab one of my toilet paper rolls just on the off chance that I want to. And my copper acrylic paint, just in case we want some sparkles. Sorry guys, I don't have the easiest setup sometimes. If I get out of this chair, it's an adjustable like bar stool with the back, and this desk is actually a banker's desk, and it's meant to be stood at. So there's one shelf under here, and it gets really hard to not hit my legs on it, but then still be able to reach this well. So I raised it up a little earlier today, which helped a lot, because I thought I was going to end up having to need a new chair. And I was not liking anything I was seeing so far in Amazon. They're not necessarily, like I saw drafting chairs like that, but nothing that was necessarily for like an artist table, or if it was a higher stool or whatever, that was more for a bar or a higher table, or what have you. I might have to change my mind on this yellow. Uh-oh. Very, very dried out. I will add water to that another time, because I think this one might be a little bit more mustardy. Oops. But I think the blue will still keep it brightened up. And just a little sample set I got a while back. Yeah, that one. Somehow that one's not dry. Okay, let's see what we're doing here. I'm gonna vote. I'm big on darker first and then a little bit of lighter. Oh, have a good lunch, Cindy. Yeah, I need to have some lunch when I'm done here too. So I'm gonna do some of this blue. Oh, I like how this does this, because the white will, to whatever extent, always shine through, because this is just really hitting the top point of the textured wallpaper here. Like I said, if anybody wants some of this textured wallpaper, I'm all about sending some your way. I showed in the beginning how big that roll is. I think it's only about 2 feet wide though, but I'm not even sure how long the roll is. It's one of those things I got at the thrift store and sent out, like I said, in some Happy Mails, but it's been in the closet for quite some time, and I haven't really done anything with it. And when I went in there today, ironically looking for my craft apron, which I did not find, and now I'm stressed out, because I have this really, really well worn in denim craft video, or craft apron, and I can't find it. Cannot find it, boys and girls. Cannot find it. It had all kinds of cooking marks on it, all kinds of paint marks on it, all kinds of craft marks in general on it. And it's like got to the point where it's like, no, you don't even wash this thing anymore. You just put it on and go down to the craft area and get messy, because you're not going to get it on your clothes. It's only going to get on your apron. All right. Let's try some yellow. And see this, it's a little bright. It's a little wet there. But a lot of these top bumps, they suck up the, like I said, I think they're foam, definitely cottonish, foamy dots. And so they seem to be sucking up a lot of it. And it dries pretty quickly. I'm hoping that it looks like what I think it is. But I don't have to. Ooh, it's turning him green. So I'm just going to use this sparingly. And maybe I will get out a yellow spray. Yeah. Still wetter than I thought it was. When in doubt, blow dry or heat gun it to make sure it's dry if it matters before you layer something else, right? I'm going to put these guys away and look for that yellow spray. This is an old, like really not so, I mean, it's really nice hairs and it's a 2-inch wide brush, but it's getting, I've done a lot of dabbing with it. So it's getting to be not in the best of shape, but it's like perfect now for doing like exactly that. So let's move you over there. In here. See if the yellow wants to come out. So what has everybody else been doing today? You're eating at your desk. Oh, oh, a loaded baked potato. You'd love a piece of, okay. All right. Well, feel free to message me on Facebook Messenger or in any groups that we might be in together. I don't know if you're in Beth Schuler's group, where else I might have seen you. Everything tends to run together sometimes, but yeah. And if you can't find how to message me, any of the groups that you belong to, go look in their files and see if they have like an address list or anything. You know, and then just drop me a note that you would like some of this wallpaper sent to your address, and then you can let me know what that is. But I'm pretty easy to find. I know people don't like to put a lot of the time their address out all public everywhere. So you can message me directly. Or I can also look to see if I have you in any of the groups I'm in, I guess, right? And then save one step, just emailing it to you then. Well, that's more like yellow. I like that. All right. I am going to mute you lovely people just so that I can actually dry this time. I'm going to look this up for you because it's not quite as dark as it looks when it's laying down. So you can see where there's blue that's been left blue, blue that turned green with that mustardy yellow paint that I rolled on top. And then now the brushed acrylic spray yellow pulled out a little green. And there's little spots like right here that are a little orangey even. And like down right here. Yeah. So it's fun. Looking fun. I don't think I have water here with me at the moment. I have to kind of dry brush this off of here. This yellow before I move on to the purple. So when I couldn't sleep last night, I watched probably 2 of the dumbest movies trying to bore myself to sleep. Did it work? No. Do I remember what they are? No. One I know was like had Lindsay Lohan in it and something about Irish. Bye, Beth. Thank you. I will talk to you again soon. Oh, you're on Beth's group. Great. I'll find your address in there then, Cindy. And I'll send you some. What size? Let me know what size sheets you'd like to have. Like I said, it's 2 feet wide, but the roll is just on and on and on. So, you know, I could really, if I like maybe use a 9x11 envelope to reduce the folding so you could still have big pieces. Trying to hit those spots that don't have any color, the white areas. Need a little more of this. Almost sprayed it up at myself, you guys. That would have been the end of this live stream really fast. Oh, would have been all over my clothes, all over my glasses. I don't know if you ladies know, but I am all about, ladies and gentlemen, whoever might be watching now and on the replay, I am an absolute glasses fanatic. But I'm very, very picky. I don't like them to get dirty. I don't even like my grandbabies reaching out to try and touch them and grab them off my face for fear that they'll break. Isn't that crazy? All right. I don't know. It's crazy. It's me, y'all. It's me. Let's get rid of some of this color again. And now we're going to go for some of that, a little bit of that dark purple, that plum. And then I think I am going to make copper circles over the top of this. And then this will be a really good background for something else that I decided to put on here at some point. It doesn't matter. You'll tear it up and use it by the bits. Yeah. Oh, no, don't worry about it, Cindy. No, it was my offer. But thank you. No, don't worry. I know I have to mail something out here in the next couple of days, so I'll cut it off before I put it away. And get that ready for you to be mailed at the same time. Are you here in the United States, or do I need some international postage? Because I think I have the international stamps, which are just like for like a single envelope. So I might have to go into the post office if it's okay. You're in the U.S. Okay. I might still have to go into the post office. So I never trust. We've got scales, like food scales, you know, galore here at home because of my son and his medical issues and diet and whatever. But for some reason, anytime I have ever tried to mail something based on my own weighing of it, even with a brand new scale, it has been wrong. So I've decided that the post office goes by their scales. They don't care if you've already stamped it, you know, specifically according to your own rating. I'll put this up here so you can get some good space for the copper. I love you guys' names. I mean, I know what Beth does because I've watched her for quite some time, but like Cindy loves jewelry and paper arts. Totally know what you love to do and what you spend a lot of time doing. Stitch it. Pam's a stitcher. She's a sewer or a hand stitcher or both, a quilter maybe. That's too much here. We don't need to go that far. Yeah, I am going to keep this wax paper too. And rip it up for bits from the colors that are on it. Sell jewelry on YouTube, and I've been doing it for 6 years. Oh, I think we talked about that. And you love to make journals and ephemera. Oh, that's cool. A little bit of this. Just to highlight these. Textured parts first before we make those circles. And then we're going to make those circles and call this video a day, I think. It doesn't. Oh yeah, there it is up there. I was going to say about an hour. Anything more than that, too much. You know, kind of. Unless it's your regularly scheduled live stream and you've got a big following or whatever. Too much more than an hour, 45 minutes, an hour-ish is more than people usually want to spend time watching. I am like the sloppiest. You guys, I was so clumsy as a kid. All my clumsiness is now coming back now that I'm in my 50s. And I think I'm going to do it like that. So I can really get some on there. But not only is it coming back being clumsy has led to being a big mess maker. I don't remember my parents complaining about me making messes. I was just always like falling down, tripping over my own feet, that kind of thing. What's going on, baby? White. Yeah, Daddy's going to take you in the white car. I love you. Ma. It's my little guy, Oliver. Just check it in to be sure about his car ride that he's greatly anticipating. His daily car rides. At least one, if not two. My husband takes him most of the time. Sometimes I take him. Sometimes we go together. But, you know, he takes his laptop and his iPad in the car with him, so I'm not quite sure what the appeal is maybe to just get out and kind of see, you know, change of scenery and whatever, because he does have to stay home most of the time and has for most of his life with his immune system issues. So I think he just likes to do what he likes to do with the computer and whatever, that he has his laptop with him and whatever. But then he will also just, you know, look up and look around. Plus, yesterday was nice, and I could roll down the windows for him a little bit, even though, you know, allergies are a thing. Like right now, they're at least not for him. The things he's allergic to are not as bad. You already went to Target yesterday. His favorite place, guys. Target. I like how this is just like not perfect circles, but you can see like part of the shape of a circle. That one there did a pretty good job of being perfectly a circle. A couple more and we'll be done here. Should have used this off the sides. Anything for mark making, right? As if this doesn't have enough texture already. Wow, this is going to be a lot of fun. I just going to be having to be wise and choose carefully what kind of items I glue or attach to this, as this is still a very textured piece of paper. Let me see if we can. Yeah. All right. I am going to let this dry. Put my paints and my brayer away. I have to wash out that paintbrush, so there's a lot of copper on there now. So, I thank you guys for watching with me. It was nice to see you guys, and anyone who joins us later on the replay. I'm equally as glad to have you. And in the comment section, if you like what I've done today, if you have perhaps other ideas, I'm all for it. Also, I'm a really small channel, so if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And like and share this video if you would. This is my first time giving that kind of spiel. Not that I mind anyone else who says it, but I just realized, you know, I have this itty bitty little channel, and I know I have a lot of crafty friends, but online on YouTube that I follow, and I don't know that all of them even know about my channel. So there's my shameless plug. All right. Thank you, Pam. Everyone have a great rest of your day, great rest of your afternoon. Pam, Cindy, and again, Beth, it was nice to see you. I know you left earlier. I hope your lunch was good, Cindy. I think it was you, right, that said you were going to sit at your desk and eat. Oh, hi, Debbie. Hi and bye. If you didn't get to watch our whole stream, feel free to go back and watch the replay. Love you guys for watching. Take care. And until next time. Bye.